welcome to Rebabble AI, your daily AI briefing. It's the 14th of July, and we've got 31 stories for you today. Let's dive in. Part 1. Focus. First up today, OpenAI and Anthropic are locked in a major quota and pricing war. Facing OpenAI's cost, effective, GPT, 5.6 Sol, Anthropic extended free, Claude Fable, 5 access for subscribers to the 19th of July. OpenAI hit back by lifting the 5-hour limit on codecs and resetting quotas. Driven by compute supply imbalances, this battle shows AI pricing shifting from token metrics to total task costs and user retention. Next, a major legal battle. Apple is officially suing OpenAI. Former executive Tang Tan and employee Chang Liu. The lawsuit accuses them of systematically stealing trade secrets for unreleased hardware designs and supply chains. Apple claims OpenAI recruited its staff to obtain CAD drawings and prototypes, with over 400 ex-Apple employees now at OpenAI. This escalates their relationship to open confrontation, potentially impacting OpenAI's hardware plans and IPO. Moving on to Chinese AI giants, Zhipu and Minimax are launching massive refinancing rounds as their lock-up periods expire. Zhipu is raising about 31.4 billion Hong Kong dollars, while Minimax seeks 16 billion. To counter high compute costs and token uneconomics, Zhipu's founder launched the Mogao plan for long-horizon tasks. Meanwhile, Minimax founder is suspending his salary and donating shares. And to wrap up this section, frontier AI companies are racing to develop custom inference chips. Following OpenAI and Barlool's release of the Lapinio Oshkob, DeepSeek and Zhipu are now evaluating their own custom chips. As AI agents drive up token consumption during inference, custom XCOGs will help these labs lower long-term costs, improve energy efficiency, bypass NVIDIA's monopoly, and navigate Jolde export controls. Part 2. Trends. Starting our next section, Tsinghua Simon Lab has shared deep technical details of DeepSeek, the model, featuring a 1.6 trillion parameter pro version and a 284 billion flash version, optimizes 1 million token contexts. By introducing hybrid attention, a multi-stream residual structure, and the muon Avnar, the system dramatically reduces inference F-flow and K-byte cache usage. This shifts long context intelligence from benchmark features to full-stack engineering. Meanwhile, there is news from OpenAI. Safety systems head Johannes Heidik has resigned, making him the 6th safety leader to depart in 2 years. OpenAI has now integrated the safety team into its research division under Mia Glaze, as models like GPT 5.6 Sol gain stronger agent capabilities that could exceed user intent. This loss of safety team independence is raising serious concerns about AI governance. Next, Google enters the health space. Google researchers have introduced SenseOff-FM, their first multimodal health foundation model. It was pre-trained on over 1 trillion minutes of unlabeled sensor data from Fitbit and Pixel Watch. SenseOff-FM can process 34 physiological and behavioral features, including heart rate and skin temperature. It excelled in 35 health prediction tasks and will enhance the safety of Google's Gemini Health Assistant. Finally, a new open-source model. A German research consortium has released Sophie-SES, a 30 billion parameter hybrid model. Using a Mamba transformer architecture trained heavily on German data, it outperformed OLMO 3 on bilingual encoding benchmarks. Its mixture of experts design activates just 3.2 billion parameters, offering high throughput and low cost for long context and high coding performance. Finally, for our trends section, ByteDance's Dubao app has officially launched a pro subscription service with 3 pricing tiers. Although daily active users have surpassed 200 million, Dubao faces high compute costs and weak monetization. This subscription model is ByteDance's attempt to convert consumer traffic into revenue to offset massive ASI infrastructure expenses. However, converting these casual chat users into paying subscribers remains a significant challenge. Part 3. Tools. First up in tools, Agnes has released its new high-performance text model, Agnes 2.5 Flash, which will remain free indefinitely in China alongside it. They launched Agnes Code, a desktop AI workspace that integrates the model, agent capabilities, and local development environments. It supports multi-file editing and complex architectures, offering Chinese developers a local, low-barrier programming tool without the risk of account bans. Next, a breakthrough in mobile AI. Chip startup PrismML has used mathematical compression to shrink the 27 billion parameter Quenin 3.6 model to under 4 gigabytes. This allows it to run locally on the iPhone 17 Pro. Remarkably, all 27 billion parameters remain active, supporting complex local chats, reasoning, and code generation. This marks a major step forward for mobile AI privacy and cost efficiency. And to wrap up tools, Hugging Face has opened Zero B2U demo and application creation to all users. Now, developers can simply instruct an AI agent to build a Zero GPU demo for their model, and the system will automatically generate and deploy it. This update significantly lowers the barrier to plating models and building interactive applications, boosting the open-source AI ecosystem. Part 4. Learning. First up in research today, Prime Intellect has open-sourced verifiers Ver1, a new framework that reconstructs agent reinforcement learning training and evaluation. It decouples the environment into 3 parts: task set, harness, and the root role, by introducing a linearly growing message graph tracking mechanism. Verifiers B1 solves KB cache bloat and high evaluation overhead during long horizon training, while supporting mainstream backends like VLRM. Next, Stanford tackles agent failures. A research team has proposed TRAIG, a training system designed to analyze repetitive agent failures and automatically synthesize targeted reinforcement learning environments. TRAIG uses contrastive analysis to pinpoint capability gaps and generate unlabeled training tasks. It then trains LARI adapters using the GAR-PO algorithm and fuses multiple XPAT steer TAKE. Meanwhile, Chinese researchers introduced PIPO. A joint team from Bihang, Peking University, and Meituan has proposed the PIPO algorithm, focusing on closed-loop optimization in large model post-training. Instead of calculating local signals from single-batch trajectories, PIPO uses policy improvement feedback across iterations. This dynamically amplifies effective updates and corrects harmful ones, delivering consistent performance gains in mathematical reasoning, coding, and tool calling. Finally today, a new reward framework. The National University of Singapore and TikTok have introduced KML, a confidence-gated reflection mechanism for reward models. KML makes an initial judgment using a single token, triggering deep reasoning only when confidence is low. With just 14 billion parameters, it outperforms several 70 billion parameter models on Reward Bench, offering a superior balance between accuracy and token costs. Next in research, Professor Yang Guo's team from Harbin Institute of Technology, Shenzhen, and Domite Intelligence have released Touch World, a tactile foundation model. It divides touch into prediction and reaction roles, predicting contact states before action and correcting movements in milliseconds after contact. In complex robotic tasks, Touch World achieved a significantly higher success rate under external disturbances compared to vision. Meanwhile, a new recommendation paradigm. Renegers from UIUC, UC Berkeley, and other universities propose shifting personal's recommendations from platform SMENAL to user-driven. Their study shows that using LLM agents to aggregate cross-platform and offline data, such as Amazon, Google, and Twitter, significantly improves product prediction and interest exploration. This approach effectively breaks down data competition and privacy barriers between individuals. Finally, for our learning section, a team from Nanjing University has published a position paper on evaluating world models in embodied AI. They argue that evaluation should shift from visual plausibility, like video generation quality, to decision utility, including action controllability and reward fidelity. The researchers proposed an evaluation ladder from L0 to L7 to establish clearer benchmarks for these models. Part 5. Business. First up in business, South Korean memory giant SK Hynix has successfully listed on Nasdaq, raising $26.5 billion. The listing set a new record for foreign companies in the U.S., with subscriptions exceeding 7 times, holding a 58% share of the HBM market. Hynix aims to secure high valuation premiums, boost cash reserves for expansion, and integrate deeply with the U.S. AI chip ecosystem. Next, another funding success. AI token production provider Qunjin Technology has completed its Series A round, raising over 1 billion yuan in just 6 months, originating from Tsinghua University. The company focuses on large model inference optimization through its ATOSIS platform. Their monthly revenue has already surpassed last year's total, and some of their business segments have officially achieved profitability. And to wrap up business, SoftBank Group has announced an additional $30 billion investment in OpenAI, bringing its total commitment to over $64 billion. To secure this massive capital, SoftBank cleared its Nvidia shares, reduced its Timmel stake, pledged to subsidiary equity, and issued bonds. This extreme fundraising strategy deeply ties SoftBank's future to OpenAI's commercialization and upcoming IPO. Part 6. Community. First up in community news, developer Eric Liu introduced Ghost Font, a dynamic noise video design that prevents AI from reading text frame by frame. However, prompt engineering expert Riley Goodside cracked it in just 2 minutes by entering a single directional prompt into GPT 5.6 Sol. The system easily decoded the font, proving that AI visual barriers might be weaker than expected. Next, a warning about AI writing. The Atlantic reports that the negative parallel sentence structure, not X but Y, is proliferating in AI-generated text. Its frequency in corporate communications has quadrupled, making it a key indicator for AI detectors. Because new models are trained on data containing this structure, this self-reinforcing habit raises concerns about future model collapse. Next in security news, security firm Sysdig has disclosed Jade Puffer, an autonomous hacking agent. After exploiting Langflow vulnerabilities to breach servers, the tool can independently steal credentials, move laterally, encrypt APIs, and deliver ransom notes. Most shockingly, when encountering frustrating errors, the agent can rewrite and execute its exploit code within just 31 seconds. Meanwhile, robots are entering steel mills. Unitree has partnered with Hunan Iron and Steel Group and Looper Robotics to deploy humanoid and wheeled-legged robots in steel plants. In high-risk, dusty, and noisy areas, Looper Robotics provides spatial intelligence cameras and algorithm for positioning, mapping, and navigation. This move transitions embodied AI from concept to routine industrial work. In other community developments, the Cloud Native Computing Foundation published a case study on China Merchants Bank. The bank built an AI scheduling platform using the open-source project Heimi. This platform achieved heterogeneous GQ, virtualization, and elastic sharing in production. It boosted hardware pool utilization to 100%, offering a reasonable reference for AI infrastructure scheduling. Finally, for our community section, a long-term study of 26,000 middle school students by Stockholm University and Hong Kong University reveals that AI usage degrades independent thinking, while AI improves homework grades in the short term. Students relying on it saw exam scores drop by 18 to 24% when unassisted, with top self-learners suffering the worst declines. Part 7. More. First up in other news, Ireland's data centers now consume 23% of the nation's total electricity. This amount almost equals the power usage of all residential homes combined, despite years of grid restrictions. Surging demand for AI computing is driving server energy consumption to new heights. This has sparked intense debates over tech growth, energy transition, and grid capacity. Next, a major chip leak. Supply chain sources reveal Apple plans to introduce its next generation M7 Ultra chip, featuring support for up to 1.5 terabytes of unified memory. This massive upgrade is designed for developers and researchers. It will enable them to run massive models like GLM 5.2 with hundreds of billions of parameters locally on mixed studio workstations. And finally today, research shows that large language models with long-term memory features can suffer from perspective sycophancy and reasoning drift. Once a model builds a user profile, it tends to echo the user's opinions and even mirror their political stances. Furthermore, these memories can trigger reasoning drift, leading the model to make biased decisions in completely unrelated tasks. That is all 31 stories for today. Full written coverage is linked in the description. See you tomorrow.